Hi everyone, it's Joy for Honeybee Stamps. Today I'm going to share with you how I put together two quick and simple cards using patterned paper and sentiment stamps. Now the patterned paper that I'm using is actually some alcohol inked backgrounds that I have made previously, and I just had them in my stash and I'm going to use those. You also can use just regular patterned paper or make your own patterned paper, but if you already have something made or a patterned paper from a paper pad, something like that, this makes it super quick. I'm also using the He Is Risen and Hoppy Easter sentiment stamp sets to go along with this. I'm starting by die cutting out the largest of the scalloped A2 card frames, and then I'm also going to die cut the double stitched circles. I'm going to line that up on that die cut that we just cut, that scalloped frame that we just die cut. I'm going to use my little jewelry snips to cut out the size that I need. I'm going to center that at the top of that and tape that down and run that through my die cut machine. This is going to be a little hole that we're going to see that patterned paper from behind. Now I'm going to come in and trim this down. I don't need this whole piece, and I will be honest, it was a little hard to cut this beautiful alcohol inked background. It just made my heart hurt, but the card turned out beautiful. Now I'm going to come in with the cloud borders, and I'm just going to line those up. That center piece right there is where I'm going to have the sentiment. So that's why I'm holding my sentiment there to make sure I have enough room. I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. When that comes out, I'm actually going to take the center piece that's not usable, if you want to say, and I'm going to die cut that out again, two pieces out of that again, because I want to double up this frame that's going to be on the top and the bottom of this white card panel, if that makes sense. I'll show you in just a second, but that's how that's going to look. So here's that centerpiece. I'm lining up the dies one more time to get as much as I can from this. Tape it down. I'm just using some low tack tape. This is Scotch removable tape. I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, and then that is going to be behind those larger pieces, and I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere that. But that's going to give a little bit more visual dimension behind these panel pieces. This is kind of, I want to frame out the center of this card where the sentiment is going to be. So as you can see there, I'm just doubling that up, and that just gives it automatic some more dimension. And I'm alternating the two different dies so it's not the same edge piece together, which also means the colors are going to be separate, which I like. So you're going to have a mix of all the alcohol ink colors together. Now I have that white card base in my MISTI, and I just placed those little alcohol inked frame pieces there just so I know where to stick my sentiment on the inside. I'm going to remove those before I do some heat embossing. I'm going to prep this card panel with an anti-static powder tool because I'm going to be doing some gold heat embossing. I'm stamping that up with some clear embossing ink. I'm using VersaMark here. Then I'm just coming in with some gold embossing powder and sprinkling that on, using my heat gun to heat it until it's shiny and melted. For that first card frame that we did, I'm adding the sentiment at the bottom. And again, this is from He Is Risen and the Hoppy Easter stamp set. So that first sentiment was from the He Is Risen stamp set. This one is from the Hoppy Easter stamp set, And this says, "Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way." The other one says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart," or with all your heart. So again, using the same gold embossing powder on that and heating it until it's melted. Now I'm adding some foam tape behind these two card panels because I do want this to have some more dimension. And I'm going to line that up at the bottom and line the other one up at the top, and this card is done. You could add some sequins or some dewdrops or something like that, and I actually just left it how it was because I thought it was so pretty. For the other frame, I added foam tape behind that. I'm just going to stick that little alcohol inked panel directly to my foam tape so I don't have to worry about lining that up on my card panel. Adding a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to center that in my white A2 size card base. And once that's in there, I'll push down that card panel as well, and so I will actually have dimension from the front of the card to the alcohol inked background. I am going to come in with a little bit of reflection dewdrops to add a little bit of something extra to this card. Again, I left the other one alone, but I'm just going to add a few here, and then these cards are done. This is so simple, and look, you've got some dimension, you've got some beautiful color. Again, some patterned paper in place of the alcohol inked background would be just as beautiful. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this project and have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye.